What is up, my fellow Twelvians? I am Logan, the Totally Epic Gamer, and today we're going to be going over something that I've seen a lot in the comments, which is, how could you speedrun on console? It's impossible. And I'm here to tell you, it's not. We use the same build, but we're going to change out our gun here. And yeah, you might be a little bit slower than the best speedrunners, but a lot of that's going to come down to accuracy of your shots. I've seen some console players who are way better than me at console and could probably put up better numbers than I put up in my best speedruns. And we're going to kind of go over how that's possible. You have to play a little bit different when you're on console than when you're on PC. Obviously, you have a little bit different idea of what to do. So for instance, we're not going to be using the tactical variant very often. Now, you could switch in the tactical variant for your blighted rounds every once in a while if you have a very good understanding of when you're going to need it in an area that's very long range where you won't be in close contact with people. A good example is the beginning of Drought Palace. Yeah, maybe you can use the tactical variant there when you're on console, but generally things like Coliseum, Stargrave, Chemplan, Boomtown, the tactical variant's very difficult. Everybody's going to get in your face very quickly, and you're going to need to clear them out. And that's why we're going to stick with the Amber Vault, running Killing Spree, Dark Sacrifice. Your damage is very, very strong. The RPM that you're putting out and your ability to blast a target with the damage multiplication of Killing Spree with Dark Sacrifice is unbelievable. This gun would be the best gun in the game if you could put it as a tactical variant and change it for legendary, because you can run the two damage multipliers on your gun. So that's what makes Amber Vault so strong, and what makes it so good for console is that you just hold down the right trigger. You have a 90 clip size. I know it says 60, but with our skill perk, we're going to go up to 90. So, of course, we're sitting pretty, boys. So, let's go over the build a little bit more. Pretty basic. Captain Hunter, Bloodlust. You know I like to run Skill Life Leech. It's a great way to heal and close range damage. You're not giving up too much to do this. Robe of the Borealis. You know I love Icicle Storm. You know I love Cold Snap. And Splash Boost is great, especially when you have this high of RPM. You're going to see in the Coliseum gameplay that I'm just holding down right trigger as I run. I don't aim down sights. There's no need sometimes. And moving on to this next part, Euthanizer, obviously super required. Damage Absorber, I've thought about not even running this anymore. This build doesn't really require it when you're on console. You can run higher damage here. You can run something like Crit Stack if you want. Maybe stand tall, get a little bit of extra damage, but you don't need to run Damage Absorber. I like to run it still, but with the way the gun kind of works and how you're able to clear mobs in front of you so quickly, might not be needed. Moving on, Sharp Eye, Radical Therapy, pretty self-explanatory. Good firepower, good stacking, good percent damage. Dum Dum Bullets, very, very strong. And then Toxic Lead because it's required. As you can see, running some more Skill Life Leech, not too worried about the close range. So that's kind of just how that ends up working out. Going into the class tree, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but we're going through the regular class tree. There's something to be said about you getting less crits, and you might not need this crit damage here, and you could actually switch out this 3 meters for resistance and health and move in through this bottom part of the tree and skip crit damage. But you know me, I like to go for damage. I don't think we need that much more defense. I think the build is pretty good on its own, so we just go through the basic. We grab damage, life leech, armor pierce, crit, go into vulnerability, you know, get the extra 6% damage from this mark for execution. I know it says 40, but it's 6% more effective than what vulnerability normally is. So nitrogen capsules, more damage, nitrogen capsules again. I think it's pretty good on Amber Vault. I know some people don't like this part. I like it just because they get close to you on Amber Vault, but not that close. You can still get that long range multiplier, and I think it's very important because people are going to sit in that 12 to 15 meter range where you're going to get that long range extra damage from nitrogen capsules, and I think it's important to make sure that you capitalize on that. Obviously, we get the toxic, damage, assault, armor piercing, damage, of course we grab it, 30% long range, of course we grab it, clip size, more damage from toxic, and of course the decay turret. So the most important part here is to note that most times with full auto guns that you will lose a lot of range. You see we have 50 meters here. It's actually longer than the assault tactical rifle variant, which is 42 meters. You know, just going through double gun burst goes up to 80. So the burst is even more crazy in terms of the long range damage. And it's possible that if we went with double gun burst fire and we were able to put burst fire on the Amber Vault, this might be the strongest gun in the game. There's a real possibility of that happening with the crit multiplier going up and the damage going up in terms of like the burst fire application. It's possible this could be the best gun in the game, but going apart from that, that's pretty much the overview of the build. For skills, you know me, always running Cold Snap. Love my Cold Snap. Blighted rounds, blighted turret. Now, we're just going to jump right into it. It's Coliseum, and we're going to run through why it's possible to speedrun on console. So, as you can see, we start off. This is the most important part here. You can see that I'm blasting alphas. Everything's getting shredded. It is very quick. Some people say it's not fast enough. The burst is better. It's, you know, it's up for debate. Watch right here. I don't aim down sights right away. I don't need to. I can just automatically fire it. I have bullets to spare. I have double the magazine size. Here, I just start strafing and keep walking. You know, Toxic Lead is 40% of your magazine. It's not, you know, a set amount of bullets. And here, I have no reason to aim down sights and slow myself down. I just keep walking towards the post and start blasting. Now, obviously they've gotten quite far. Now I start taking aim. But you're much faster moving when you're not aiming down sights. So you can see here, I'm actually taking full advantage of the fact that I'm running the Amber Vault. There's no need for me to walk back, and I don't think killing those 4 alphas right there was very slow at all. I'm still trying to speedrun this. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say that I was faster on console than I was on PC. That's not the case. But I put up a very respectable time, and what I actually tried to do was use my first time. This is just me running it. I didn't run it 100 times. I didn't, you know, grind for this time. This was my first attempt at running it. Do I think I made mistakes on this speedrun? Absolutely. But that's actually kind of important because that just shows that this is applicable. Like, if you've run Coliseum a few times, you would have got this time. I actually normally get to this stage at 122 when I'm using tactical variant. So the fact that I got there at 125, I lost 3 seconds on my best time. Very, very quick. Not something I was worried about. Honestly, the only place I think I lost time was actually the very end. Here, I loved being able to walk past those guys and keep shooting. Not something you can normally do with the tactical variant. Now, here is one of the few spots I would say maybe you could switch to your tactical variant when you're on console, but the Amber Vault does a great job anyways. The biggest thing for me is that enemies are not going to kill me. They're not going to get in my face that bad. They will not just ruin me when I have the Amber Vault out. If I miss one burst normally on console, that could be it. You know, I might get one shot by an alpha. It's not really my choice, but I'm not missing bursts. You know, I'm still hitting shots here, and that makes it so much easier. There, honestly, I missed a lot of shots on that Broodmother at the beginning. Didn't matter. She didn't get anywhere. It just, all it did was cost me that hit that I took on that alpha right away. But other than that, very, very simple. Nothing too difficult going on here, and I just kind of moved through. This part kind of screwed me. I should have easily cleaned up the Venomancer or the Venomous a little bit faster, but what can you do? Not everything's going to be perfect on it. Like I said, this was the first run. Do I think I could have shaved 30 seconds off this run? Yeah. There's a lot of spots where I could have made some concessions and done better. There, missing an easy, you know, mauler, not great. Not running right forward right away, not great either, right? So there's definitely some areas here where it could have been improved in terms of a speed run capability, but overall definitely not a bad run. And here you can see that so far I haven't had any difficulty, and this is the part that I thought I would have difficulty on. They're very long shots, and normally the crawler is something you can like clear out very quickly. So I do stutter a little bit here, and I thought I might with the Amber Vault over a tactical variant, just because once you start spraying, the bullets start to go a little wide, and generally you want to be in that crawler space right away. But as you can see, once I kind of get into the location, and I'm still sticking to the right side, you know, got to stick to the side that has the lever pull. It actually isn't too bad. And here I actually just try and burst and try and beat him. That was a mistake. Cost me about 5 seconds there. So as you can see, not a perfect run, and you're going to see at the end, still a very, very strong time. I don't think it's, you know, top world record contention, but at the same time, most of my runs are not. They're usually top 5 in the world or top 4 in the world, so it's nothing too crazy here. Now, at this section, I think I made a mistake by trying to keep with my tactical variant style, and I think that's the point I've been trying to prove here, is that when you're not using a tactical variant, you're using just a full auto gun. You need to change your style, what you're moving towards, what you're working towards. Here, I'm still staying at the top of the palace, because that's where the tactical variant succeeds. I think I should have stayed into that middle of the sand pit, because that puts me closer on a lot of people. That behemoth would have went down way faster if I was in the middle of that sand pit. So there's a huge opportunity there for growth and using this gun correctly, and there's a chance that this actually could have been faster than my best time. The biggest reason being, I don't always have to aim down sights. I can move and shoot at the same time, and missing shots is less critical than it is when I'm using the tactical variant. And you can see here, just blasting them down. Only thing that stopped me there is the dead bodies of the other people. Really screws me, but that Broodmother goes down extremely quickly, and I just kind of move on from there. And here we just move into the final portion. This portion has been known to be kind of difficult sometimes in terms of just run ruining. And the real reason is just because those berserkers, if they come at you, they might screw your run. But as you can see here, the Kangs actually get decimated pretty quickly by the double gun burst, or not burst, full auto, and was pretty easy for me. And then I see the Ironclad. He's at a little bit of a distance, makes it a little bit difficult, and you see I almost do get run ruined by these berserkers, but overall not a big deal. They end up going split 50-50 in terms of going for my turret and not going for my turret, and then I just kind of clean up the rest. I see that they've got one guy behind me, and overall pretty simple. And yeah, maybe I was close to dying once or twice, but that's only because it's a speedrun. That happens every speedrun. You know, if you're not playing close on death, then you're not using your health to the max of its capability. And there, just another show of the absolute utter damage that the double gun can actually do with the Amber Vault. So overall, that's pretty much it. I think the time ends up stopping at 6:06. A fairly quick time. I think I could have shaved 60, or not 60, 30 seconds, and I think you guys would agree that I could have shaved 30 seconds off there easy. But as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't tried the Amber Vault out and you're on console, gotta get on it, man. It's good. I know I have a max stat one. You don't need a max stat one. I'm telling you, it works the same at 84K. I made a video on it. You just need a medium level Amber Vault and you'll do great. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.